Welcome to Everything Computerized. I am CA and today in this video I'll be going to explain you the data definition language and the different commands present in it. So let's get started. Save this playlist Basic SQL tutorial for class 10 and 12 so that you do not miss out any video that might be important for you. Please vote my way of explanation by tapping on the info card above. In the previous video, I had explained you the basic concept of tables, databases, DBMS and SQL. So SQL is a programming language and DBMS, that is the database management system, is a software. So DBMS makes use of SQL to work with the databases. In this video, I'll go a bit deeper in SQL. We know that SQL contains a lot of commands and therefore according to the different commands and the results generated by them, SQL is divided into 4 components, which are data definition language, data manipulation language, data control language, and transaction control language. In this video, I'll explain in detail the data definition language and the different commands present in it. Let's talk about data definition language, that is DDL. It is that component of SQL that is used to create and modify the structure of a database. That is, all the structural operations performed on a database is controlled by this language. If we want to create a database, a table in a database, or a column in a table, we use this language. Or if we want to delete a database, or delete a table in a database, or delete a column in a table, we use this language. Or if we want to change the name of a database, a table, or a column in a table, we use this language. Let's take a look at the definition of DDL. A DDL or a data definition language is a computer language, basically a component of SQL, which is used to create and modify the structure of database objects in a database. Sometimes it is also referred as data description language. Now, as you have understood the meaning and the use of DDL, let's take a look at the commands which are there in DDL. Mainly there are 5 commands in DDL: create, drop, alter, rename, and truncate. Let's first talk about the create command. If we want to make a new database or a new table, we use this command. The basic syntax for creating a database is create database db name, where create and database are keywords and db name is the name of the database which you want to create. Here I have used the term keywords. It means that these are the words which are used as a command in SQL and they cannot be used for naming object in a database. In this tutorial, I'll be going to use uppercase for each and every command I am using, such as create and database. These both are commands and I will use uppercase for these. The point to be noted in SQL commands is that each and every statement ends with a semicolon, and if you don't use this semicolon at the end of a statement, it will generate an error. Let's create a database named tutorial. So the command for this will be create database tutorial. Another thing I want to tell you guys is that SQL is totally a case insensitive language. That is, the case for a command does not matter. Create in capital or create in small or any random case for create, all are same. The command will run as it is. But in this tutorial, I'll be using capital for each and every command I will be using. So the commands will be totally uppercased and the names of the objects will be as per requirement. So let's get back to the create statement. We had created a database named tutorial. Now let's create a table in the database that we have created. So the basic syntax for creating a table in a database is create table name, and within the parenthesis we have to write the different fields that we have to include in the table. So first is the column name, and then after a space write the data type of the column, and within parenthesis you have to write the size of the data type. And like this we can include as many fields we want by separating them with a comma. And then after the closing of the final parenthesis you have to include the semicolon, which includes the end of the command. Here data type means that the type of data which we have to include in the specified field. For example, if we want to create a column or a field to store the name, then we have to set the data type of that field as text so that we can enter name into that field. SQL supports a lot of data types, but mainly there are 6 major data types supported by SQL. These are int, float, date, time, char and varchar. We will learn about data types in detail later in this tutorial. In the syntax of create table, there is another thing, that is size. It defines the total length of a data object in a field. For example, if we use int2, then that column can store values from -99 to +99, that is, it can store a maximum length of 2 digits. As you have understood the basic concepts related to creating a table, let's create a table. We will create a table named students, which will have their ID, first name, last name, phone number and experience level out of 10. Before creating the table, we have to first select the database in which we have to create a table. So we will use the same database that we have created now, that is tutorial. For this, we have to use the command use tutorial. This will select the database tutorial for the further commands. Let's create a table. So the command for it is create table students, and within the parenthesis we have to write ID, then after a space the data type for it, that is int, and within brackets we have to write the size of the field. After that we have to include another field, so we will put a comma, and then we have to write the name of the second field, that is first name, and then we have to write the data type. As it will contain text, we have to write a data type which will support text. So for this we will use varchar, and for the size of the name we will take 15 characters. So the first name will support a maximum of 15 alphabets in it. And after the first name comes the last name, that is last name varchar 15. It will also support a maximum of 15 alphabets. After last name comes the phone. So phone has 10 digits into it, so we have to declare it int with a size of 10. And after that comes the experience level. So for that I am taking exp, and the data type for it is int, and the size will be 1. So we can select the experience level between 0 and 9. So we have selected all the fields that we have to include in the table. So we will close this, and after that we will put a semicolon at the end. So it creates a table named students with 5 fields in it. So this is all about the create command. Let's talk about the second command of DDL, that is the drop command. The drop command is that DDL command which is used to delete a database object. If we want to delete a table or a database, we use this command. We have to be very careful about this command, because once something is deleted using this command, it cannot be recovered again. It is lost forever. The basic syntax for deleting a table using drop command is drop table name. So you can see that there is one table named students present in the database tutorial. Let's delete it with the help of the drop command. So the command for it is drop table students. Let's check if the table students is deleted from the database tutorial or not. So you can see that previously it was showing students present in the database tutorial. Now it is showing empty set. It deletes the table students along with all of the data it is containing inside it. Now the syntax for deleting a database is drop database name. Let's check the number of databases which are present in our computer. You can see that the second last database is the database that we had created previously. Let's delete this database. For that, we have to write drop database tutorial. Let's check that if the database is deleted or not. So you can see that the database tutorial is deleted from our computer. Let's talk about the show command that I have used. It is a standard SQL command and is not a part of any of the 4 components of SQL, that is DDL, DML, DCL and TCL. It is a standalone command and is used to display an existing object in a database. If we want to check the number of databases present in our computer, then we have to write show databases. It will display the names of all the databases that are present. And if we want to check the tables present in a database, then we have to write show tables. It will give a list of the names of all the tables present in a database. The show command is used just for reference. The third DDL command that we are going to talk about now is the alter command. It is used to modify the structure of a table or a database. With the help of this command, we can add new columns to a table. We can rename a column in a table. We can change the data type or size of a column in a table. And we can delete a column in a table. So basically, with the help of the alter command, we can change the structure of a table in a database. Now let us take a look at the syntaxes of the different types of alter commands. So the syntax to add a new column in a table is alter table name, add new column name, data type, size after column name. So this command will add a new column of the specified data type after the specified column name. So to execute this command, I have to first make a database and then make a table because I have deleted the previous tables and the databases. So I have created the exact same table that I have created previously in this video. So let's add a new column address of the data type varchar in the table students after the column of phone number. So for this, the command is alter table students add address varchar 20 after phone. It will add a new column of address with the size of 20 characters after the phone in the table students. Now let's take a look at the syntax to rename a column in a table. So the syntax is alter table name, change old name, new name, data type, size. It will change the name of the column and also update the data type that it had earlier. So let's change the name of the column address and also increase its length. So the command is alter table students change address residency varchar 30. It will change the name of the column from address to residency and also increase the size of the data type from 20 to 30. Now let's see the syntax to delete a column from a table. So the syntax to delete a column from a table is alter table name, drop column name. It will delete the selected column from the selected table. Let's delete the column address that we have created now. So the command is alter table students drop residency. It will delete the column address from the table students. One thing that you have to keep in mind while deleting a column is that the table from where you are deleting the column should have more than one columns, because for a table to exist, it should have at least one column. And if you try to delete a table having only one column, then it will give an error. Now let us talk about the fourth DDL command, that is rename. It is used to change the name of a table in a database. The basic syntax for rename command is rename table, old table name to new table name. Let's change the name of our table students to detail. So the command for this is rename table students to details. It will change the name of our table students to the new name, that is details. Now let's discuss about the last command of DDL, that is the truncate command. It is used to delete all the data present inside the table so that it can be used again with new set of data. It does not affect the structure of a table. So if a table contains 3 columns and 10 rows, then all of the 10 rows will be deleted and 3 empty columns will be left in the table. So the syntax for the truncate command is truncate table name. Let's execute the truncate command so that you can understand it better. We had created the table students, but we had not fed any data to it. To insert data into a table, we make use of the data manipulation language, which we will learn later in this tutorial. So to demonstrate the function of the truncate command, I have made a table country with 5 rows. Let's execute the truncate command on it. For that, we have to write truncate table country. It deletes all the 5 rows it had earlier and does not affect the table structure. The table now has 2 columns which are empty. In this video, I had told that I will explain about data types later. So the next video will be totally based on data types. I hope you are clear with the data definition language. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.